your topic. Nick, what's your topic?
My topic, of course, comes from Twitter. Like all my topics do. Remember, if you have a topic suggestion for the show, tweet at Nick_Scarpino with topic in the lines. Let me know it's a topic.
At Nick Scarpino.
No.
Who now has a cushy job at Portillo's.
He is living the good life.
Did we talk about that last week? I forget.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it, but let me just put it to you this way. I'm stuck in this room with you guys doing the show, and he gets all the Italian beefs he wants.
Yeah.
And he can put, you know what? What's fun? Boom. He can also get those little nacho cheeses.
It's such a treat for our audio listeners.
Yeah. We just
the moment of silence while you idiots point at each other.
We're done. We are not smart. At AK_Chris capital B says, Nick Scarpino, if you could bring back something popular from the 80s, what would it be? #topic.
Ooh,
Thank you for the #topic.
Ooh, I like the hashtag.
I found it. Because of that.
No, you didn't really?
Nope. I just I try to read every tweet that comes my way anyway. You can read
Nick Scarpino will find every hashtag topic.
#GOG topic would be preferable, but that works out well.
#GOG topic. Tweet it you still.
Yeah, tweet at Nick _.
You know what?
And
Just
Nick
tweet
Scarpino.
something at
Tweet
Nick.
at
We'll see it.
Tweet at normal Nick Scarpino, not you. Nick Scarpino, all one word, about how we have to come to Portillo's and do a show there.
Yes.
I have to get my photo on the Portillo's wall. We got to get 3 Portillo's here.
I'm going to make it my quest in life to get my photo on the Portillo's wall before
I'll
you
burn.
I guarantee.
Why are you setting up another? We're supposed to be the united front against the party here.
Let me put up one thing right now.
I would love that. That would
I-
be funny as hell.
I have the man's name. I guarantee I could get on that wall before you do.
No way. I have my photo with the staff already when I signed all those autographs. I'm sitting pretty. I just got to get it sent in.
I'm just saying. You're not Italian. That's where the divide comes.
I'm from Chicago.
Doesn't matter.
I'm getting my picture on that wall.
If you do that, I'm buying the Islanders. I'm selling everybody off. I saw the one guy with no money do it. I can do it too.
30 for 30.
Guys, something from the 80s. What would you bring back?
So the first thing that comes to mind, and everyone's going to hate me, it's Back to the Future. Because I feel like we don't need to bring it back. But that's the one thing that like hasn't been brought back yet that I'm like, fuck yeah, I love that shit.
Well, you forget about the Telltale Game series, which did act as the 4th movie.
Yeah, but come on. No. I'm not even going to.
So now you say bring back. Do you mean continue the Marty McFly storyline, or do you mean...
I'd be down with just like a...
brand new?
Just, oh man. See, in my head I was like, oh, just completely new reboot, but then thinking that through, I don't know if I want to reboot. That'd be upsetting too. Come back to me.
Yeah,
I think I would want... yeah, you do. I think you can.
No, fuck that. That's I mean, you can reboot anything you want, but that's another movie that should not be touched.
Sure.
Absolutely not.
See, I think there's enough time travel stories there to tell, especially thinking about the fact that they went back to the 1950s and the 80s. So now we're just going back 30 years.
I know,
so
but it's Michael J. Fox.
I know, he was amazing.
Like that character.
He'll have a nice
Marty
cameo.
McFly is like.
Can we give him a cameo? Would that appease you?
Well, everyone, Doc too. Like I just feel like that's a movie you cannot capture the essence of again. It's like when they try to do Willy Wonka again. It's like,
what if we did it with an all-girl cast?
What if Gina
That's
Davis
the new thing
was
for
in
bringing back 80s movies.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying like that. I just don't feel like you should do that.
No, I feel the same way about Ghostbusters, so I understand what you're saying.
I feel like Ferris Bueller, but if it was a girl Ferris Bueller,
That's sacrilege.
I'd be into that.
No one can
Like a
ever
super
do
cool
Ferris
girl,
Bueller.
doing
Like the
super
problem with
cool girl
Ferris Bueller
things.
is it's so iconically Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. See, the thing
you
too is
can't
like,
do it.
yeah,
It's hard.
See, like
well,
that's
the whole thing is I don't want things to come back that we don't need sequels. We're always bitching on the show that Hollywood should have new ideas, right? Like Easy A, right? That was a good movie. And that was similar to a Ferris Bueller's. Not exactly, but I mean, like that was a strong female character right there. So you were happy with that movie.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't need to tread on things I love in terms of thing. Just give me back High C Ecto Cooler.
Oh, that was really good,
right?
I love that shit.
The Slimer outlived everybody else because he was on that forever, and then
Yeah.
like 98 they were like, all right, we got
That stuff was really good.
done.
You're right on with that. That shit was really good. It's probably terrible for you. I used to drink that all the time.
High C Ecto Cooler.
It was the green
You remember
drink.
it?
No.
Slimer on it?
I know. I mean, I know High C, but I don't remember. I mean, I know
Is
High C.
High C still a thing?
High C's
Yeah.
a juice box, right? Not.
Yeah.
Not
Well, it was
the
a
one-
can too. You could buy it in the can, and then you remember you'd pop the hole in it.
That was weird to me, though. I was like just the juice box, and I would always every third straw I would snap in half for some stupid reason.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's because
it
it
just
was-
wouldn't break through the stupid
Yeah,
thing.
it was too much.
Look at that. First result, High C Ecto Cooler.
Did you guys ever do the thing where you turn it upside down and just stab it? Oh no, I'm thinking the other packet.
You're thinking Capri Sun.
I'm thinking
Capri Suns were gross. I didn't
Shout
like
out to Capri.
No, I wasn't feeling Capri Sun.
What?
No, definitely not.
Capri Suns were better than High C's. Sorry.
Capri Sun are like.
Are you-
They're on a level unlike any other. They're up there in my favorite things in the world.
Wow.
Capri Sun is one of your favorite
Maybe
things in
top
the
10.
world. Top 10 things. I didn't like Capri Suns. I didn't like the pouch.
I like Capri Suns.
I didn't like the pouch. It was impractical.
It wasn't practical. It didn't make any sense because once you got past a certain point, you had to hold it.
You blew the air in it, and then you sucked it all out to get that little bit left in there.
And then you put it on your tongue, and you sucked it, and then it got stuck in your tongue, and then you had the Capri Sun pouch just flopping around.
Mini topic. Sorry, in topic within a topic. Inception. Whoa. Kevin, play the Inception music.
Boom. Is this more about Capri Sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you do you go through the top or do you flip it over?
Top. I want it through that silver hole.
Yeah, you gotta go through the hole.
I went through the hole in the few times that I drank that abomination of a drink.
Abomination of a drink.
All right.
Have you tried
Inception is
Pacific
done.
Cooler?
Is that a flavor?
Yes.
I don't remember. I haven't had a Capri Sun in 20 years. So I don't know. I just remember, first of all, High C was on point. Right?
High C was amazing.
High C was on point.
High C was delicious.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on High C,
And-
but I would bathe in Capri Sun.
But to
Wow,
me,
that's bold.
I liked like the little, even just apple juice and stuff, like the drink boxes. I wasn't
little
getting
tiny
too,
drink
yeah, I
boxes?
wasn't getting too crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Portion control.
I wasn't getting too crazy with it. Capri Sun was just a little too much for me. I was a big fan of fruit snacks, but
Fruit snacks.
I think growing up, I was probably High C first and foremost because it had Slimer on it, and that was the thing. But I enjoyed it.
your
Capri
obsession with
Sun.
Ghostbusters is so weird.
It's a great
It's
thing.
so
to be obsessed
weird,
with.
man.
But
It's awesome.
But then High C turned its back on me, and now Capri Sun sends me customized shoes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm a fan of that. You want to bring those out over there? This
Yeah,
is not
let's
a
see those
setup
bad
either,
boys.
but they're there. The note is on top of the signed Batgirl poster.
Oh, that's
as
weird.
well.
That's just worked perfectly.
They made.
I was gonna do eventually an unboxing video, but I figured here's good as
Will you
not.
read the declaration?
I will read the declaration from the Capri Sun
Oh, it's like 5
HQ.
paragraphs.
Yeah, it's long.
All right, I'll take a nap.
So here, Nick, I'll bore you with this story. The other day, we just put them right there in the center. We'll talk about it here in a
yeah,
second.
just jack those up. Like
Tim, you
Mountain
recall
Man.
this?
Hashtag pouch up.
You recall this when we got an email to the Kind of Funny email address.
Yes.
That was, hey, we're Capri Sun. We like you, and we're proud of your pouch up moments. Would you like some shoes? And I read this to you, and I was like, what is? And you're like, it doesn't matter. Get the shoes. And I was like, well, sure, free juice box shoes. All right, Tim says do it. I'll do it. So now they send me this thing here, this giant package with these Capri Sun shoes in it. Tim, you get the model them while I read.
Okay, I'm really excited about this because it's a glass shoebox.
It's a glass shoebox, which is
Well,
amazing.
it's not really
Well, it's
glass,
not glass,
but
it's
it's called
plastic.
glassy.
It's actually more of a plastic.
You can see through it.
They
It's
said
pretty
they were
cool.
going to send me shoes. They didn't say they were going to be customized. They're painted. I'm on it. Portillo's on it. If you're an audio listener, please come to youtube.com/kindoffunny. Watch this video. You're not going to take the second one out? You're going to half-ass the pouch up moments here, Tim? Capri Sun writes, hello, Greg. Here at Capri Sun, we're very impressed by your confidence and take charge attitude. You really embody the hashtag pouch up spirit of our new product, Capri Sun Big Pouch.
Do the thing, Kev.
So we set out to commemorate your biggest hashtag pouch up moments with this one-of-a-kind gift.
Punch in there, Kev. Punch
What
in.
we didn't know at the time is how touched we would be with
Let's
your
get a
story,
focus,
Greg.
Kev. Focus it up.
When we started doing research to find just the right hashtag pouch up moment to capture, we had a bit of trouble deciding which one to depict. We were drawn to your sense of humor, your entrepreneurial spirit, and the way you really own who you are. That's why I wear candy bras. Then we found it. There was no doubt the way you handled your Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis and your public battle to beat it was your ultimate hashtag pouch up moment. You were courageous, strong, and uplifting, and it inspired us. And we love the way your fans rallied behind you. Best regards, your friends at Capri Sun. P.S. If you share your swag online, please use the hashtag Capri Sun gave me swag.
Really? It's not hashtag pouch up.
No, I know. And when I tweeted about it, I had a hashtag pouch up. The hashtag pop.
So these are cool.
Greg's dying.
These are cool because they have
It's
Greg
like
and Portillo.
there was some kind of like incantation I ran that steals your soul. Yeah, me and Portillo on him.
Yeah.
It's a good painting of me for
Oh, it's great.
period, let alone being on shoes.
There's a lot of people behind him that are congratulating him.
It's
But
probably you.
more importantly,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to assume this is me. The Pacific Cooler himself. I mentioned him earlier, but here he is surfing along on Greg's new shoes.
Nice.
Woo!
Let me see.
Well, now I feel bad saying
that's
that Capri
baller.
Sun wasn't no good.
No, this is the whole point of the show. First off, again, this was not a setup.
because they were so nice to you.
Well, you're allowed not to like the product.
No, I don't like the product.
You
like
weren't
the
mean to him.
product.
You're fine. Yeah, I like Capri Sun fine.
I always had the problem. My biggest problem with Capri Sun, and good Lord, this will haunt me till I die, is great. I'm getting like 5 fluid ounces in me. No, I want at least like a liter of that
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, that's why it's for a child. And like it's probably a recommended serving size of sugar that you're drinking.
I don't know about that.
Why do you want to be over
I
here?
do know that recently
loves
they
you.
made bigger ones, and I was excited about this. But
Well,
the
that's
day
the
someone actually
hashtag pouch
bottles
up,
it-
the big pouch. That's what this is all about, I think.
Yeah, but I don't really want the pouch though. I just want a bottle. You know what? Fuck
No,
that. I want the pouch. Who am I kidding?
Am I wrong about this?
I just want a
That's
giant pouch.
Pouch
A
out.
big old
pouch.
pouch.
Big pouch. Capri Sun, you already have the address. What's wrong? I flipped a shoe. I know, Kev. I'm not stupid. Capri Sun, send big pouches. We'll do a taste test. We'll
Capri
see if
Sun,
Colin
send big
changes his
pouch.
tune.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually, because I probably haven't had Capri Sun since the very early '90s. I
Okay.
would say.
Like you're at the swim pool.
Yeah, like I remember there's two things I remember getting my parents to buy that I didn't like drink wise.
Like this, dude. Two.
The Capri Suns I remember they bought, and I'm like, I don't like these. I felt like peer pressure to like the Capri Sun.
Like that.
Because I was like, everyone likes the Capri Sun. I want to like the Capri Sun. I didn't like them. The other thing was like these clear bottles that had almost like a Sphinx looking thing on top of it. It wasn't a Sphinx thing, but that's what I always
Were they like
made
the wax
connection.
bottles where you ripped
Yeah,
off the top?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I did not like those either.
They're not like Sphinx looking at all, but that's the way I looked at. They
I wanna
reminded me of
call
something
them-
Egyptian for some
They were
reason.
something like they weren't gushers, but it was something like that.
Yeah, like I
Pushers,
I didn't like those either.
liquidies.
It's always got to be about you, right, Nick? It's always about you and your
Kevin just said I was doing something stupid.
So that made you do your grin where you do it even worse. Kneel in front of the camera. Grin in front of the camera and decide that's what you've done. That's who you are now, Nick.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Get up and sit down in the chair.
If you want to talk about some disturbing imagery on the Game Over Greggy show, this episode's taking the cake.
We really got really visual on this one.
We did.
Great
We
as a
finally
podcast.
understand. We
We're
finally
evolving.
understand internet video. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely how you
We're
put.
evolving. It's an evolution.
Evolve.
What was the topic?
80s
Sun?
things we want to bring
What
up.
would you bring? What would you bring back from the
So
80s?
Ecto Cooler, yes. Oh shit.
Mask.
Mask.
Are you all right?
Are you?
I can picture the candy. I can't remember its name. Hold on.
Why did? He's so weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah.
strange.
Fuck. What's the candy I'm thinking of?
80s candy.
Yeah. They were a little bit thicker than Starburst, individually wrapped like that.
Oh, I hated
those
things.
They had a different color on the inside, and then the outside they were different. I want to say they had something with a D in their name.
The really hard ones.
No, they were still chewy like Gusher. No, like a Starburst.
Gushers.
Something with a D.
Oh, the ones you're talking about.
Those things sucked.
Yeah.
They still have those.
Also, there was a candy that looked like a gumball, but wasn't a gumball, and it was advertised with spacemen. I would like to see that return.
Why?
Great commercials.
These are very inexact answers. The first thing that came to mind for me was music.
Oh, okay.
80s music's awesome. There's a lot of great 80s genres that don't exist anymore. Hair metal,
Yeah.
etc. But to me, if I could bring back one of them, would be new wave. The new wave sound was awesome.
It's coming. It's kind of coming back though. Like that song I played for you today in the car. A lot of people are biting that sound now in their music today.
There's a lot of heavy synth in it.
A lot of heavy synth sounds being had.
But
on the Spotify's.
But all this, I mean, new wave is very literal. Like Missing Persons is new wave. I mean, but by the time you get to like Tears for Fears, even Duran Duran, they're like new wave-ish, but they're not completely new wave.
Bonkers
Yeah,
candies. I was
buddy,
talking
I
about.
remember those.
Bonkers were delicious.
How did you find that?
I started to put in D candy 80s, and then I remembered Bonkers.
Man, this show's going off the rails.
Once I was able to put it in there, I figured it all out.
I follow Craig Barrett's Spotify playlist. I like subscribe to it.
Yeah. Do you add things to it?
I don't add anything to it because I feel
You should.
embarrassed to do that. But do you subscribe to it?
No.
So,
I just know that I thought you or Ty or someone was saying that you just add shit to it.
Sometimes I add the same Taylor Swift song like 5 times, then he'll call me and say stop doing that. But he added a band called Chromeo. Have you heard of this band?
Mm-hmm.
It's just-
Oh, dude, they're fucking baller.
they're a baller, and that
Shout out
that
to Chromeo.
sound sounds just straight out 80s.
They got a song called Fancy Footwork.
Yeah. I just have one
love
that's called 45, Cold 45 or something like that.
That's
It's
cool
40
too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's a good one.
It's no
So-
Fancy Footwork.
Yeah, I think Cheryl listens to them.
So yeah, I mean that sound is coming back, which is cool. It never really, it did leave for a while.
Yeah, just that synth sound that like really, with like Steinberger basses and just like that really that
Good pockets.
great pockets. But like when you think about, I love like Missing Persons and really early 80s like 81, 82 bands. New wave kind of died or like kind of just went into like merge into rock and what I would assume would be like pre-alternative kind of bands. I mean, by the time you got like to Tears for Fears and stuff, there's a heavy synth element to that.
Say that you'll never, ever, ever, ever leave me.
What? Oh wait, I was going to say one headline and why I believe it, but that's not the same verse.
Oh,
Cool.
Rick
thinking.
Moranis.
Rick
Yes,
Moranis.
Rick Moranis needs to come back.
He was back. He was around in the. He did all the behind you, showing the kid movies in the 90s,
Oh,
didn't he?
well, those were early 90s.
Oh no, I was right. One headline, I believe it. That's fair.
But
still
then,
want him
then he
back.
retired from acting. It's time to come back.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why did he retire from acting?
I believe to take care of his dying wife.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's pretty noble.
something like that.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and F off.
No, f off. You didn't say anything wrong.
Okay.
This is how we disseminate
I
information.
mean, after
that
shrinking his kids like 5 times.
That's good. That was funny. That was a good job.
Wow.
To take his tragedy and to make a little joke for you about little things. Like
I love those movies.
They were amazing.
They were traumatic.
Did you cry when the ant died?
Yeah. No, honestly, definitely one of the most traumatic moments of my life.
Really?
How many?
Oh, yeah.
Can you
The
name
ant
at
dying?
least 6 other traumatic
I hate
moments
you so much, Nick.
from films?
But yeah,
Kids'
no,
films?
the ant dying in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, that particularly stuck out to me as like a holy shit, I hate this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was such a nice, good ant.
It was a good ant.
That scorpion was horrifying.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it was terrible.
They tricked him with Oreos, which was always cool.
The whole movie was kind of horrifying.
What was it they found in the middle of the thing? Was it an Oreo?
Oreo.
And they just eat the hell out of the
Yeah.
middle of it?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Break off big pieces of it.
Oh, so good. That was the scene in that movie I liked most. Because I was like, a giant Oreo. I could get down with that. I could break dance with that.
I feel like a lot of original movies came out. In the
Yeah.
80s.
A lot of original everything came out in the 80s.
A lot of good IPs. Intellectual.
Well, the
property.
80s was is known for like being a great time for cinema. Like the 70s, the 80s really spurned the blockbuster. It spurned like the summer sort of like bonanza of
Event
action films, things like
Bonanza.
that. Yeah, I threw that out there.
Yeah, I like
You got movies like late 70s, early 80s. You got movies like Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're starting to get into like, midway through, you've got the rise of Mr. Schwarzenegger and the Stallones and the actual
Mr. Schwarzenegger.
I call him Mr. The Gov. So yeah, the 80s was really a time of like, was probably the last time in all that we'll ever remember, because I think you're an 80s kid, right? You're an 89.
89.
You don't remember.
I
so it doesn't
qualify.
really- you do qualify.
Ooh,
You're an
got
80s kid.
1 year on y'all, motherfucker.
But it was a time of like where we started to see that acceleration of technology and ideation and all that stuff. And for film, there's nothing better than the 80s. Nothing. Like everyone thinks now, oh, we can do anything with it. We can do anything. It's boring. We've seen it all. How many times do I have to see Captain America burst through someone's chest? Has he done that?
I'd love to see it once.
That'd be amazing.
How many times do we have to see that? I don't know. That's a good question.
For me,
Is he bursting through? Is he punching through the chest or popping out like a
No,
little
he's
alien?
flying through it.
I for some reason got in my head that Captain America burst out of someone's chest like the
Alien?
alien. Yeah.
That's awesome. I would totally pay to see that. It's like,
That's what it's gonna shield.
America.
I want my waistline to come back from the 80s.
Damn.
That's what I
Nick's
want.
getting real-
Yeah,
Wait,
I
you
was
were a fat
Wait,
kid.
yeah,
no,
what?
I was so skinny in the 80s. It wasn't until the early 90s that I discovered Twinkies and regular soda. That's what screwed it over for me. When I was a kid, I used to swim all the time. I remember it being unseasonably hot in Riverside, California every single summer. We'd go to the pool, which is the Riverside
Isn't
pool.
it just hot in California, Southern
Yeah, it is.
California?
It is. Before we got a pool, we used to go to the pool, and I remember being this little tiny kid, and I used to wear Speedos all the time, and I was just
Yeah,
rail
you did.
thin. Rail
love
thin.
this.
It wasn't until I got to probably about maybe 3rd or 4th grade that I discovered that no one would stop me from eating food if I wanted to eat food. My mother tried, but after a while she was like, he wants to eat food, let him eat. He's a growing boy. My dad would always be like, yeah, but he's growing the wrong way.
What did Christopher Walken
Did you say that he's growing the wrong way? I think
No, I
that's
made that up.
awesome.
My dad's not that clever.
What did Christopher Walken say about all
It's
this?
fine. Guys, let him have it. He wants a foot long. Give it to him.
It's great. It's really good.
It's so bad.
It's good.
If we see Rosenbaum again, we gotta let him do it. We'll have a walk it off.
Gatorade.
I'm gonna say mask though.
My mask.
I mean, a lot of things can come back. I mean, I feel like there's seminal video games that came out in the 80s. There's seminal cartoons that came out in the 80s. Seminal toys that came out in the 80s. Seminal movies. And I don't think it's because we grew up in the 80s. I really think it's just a lot better back then. Like, even when you think about movies, I'm not a movie aficionado at all. But a lot of my favorite movies are 80s movies. Breakfast Club is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Caddyshack's one of my favorite movies. You know, like there's a lot of just awesome. It was a good. It was
I'm
a
still
really
waiting
good
for
time.
Lunch Club.
I'll tell you one other thing.
I don't want
you know what? I
people
pulled
to
back. I rescind my statement because I can get my waistline back if I really try hard. You guys stop making fun of me for only eating protein. John
Back at
Hughes.
Burger King today. Give me a triple Whopper, no bun.
Yeah.
Like, sir, you're doing the damage without the bun. You
Yeah.
don't need to worry.
You might as well just eat
You're
the
at
bun,
Burger
sir.
King. I would like to bring John Hughes back. If I had a time machine,
yeah,
I'd go get John Hughes, bring him back, and see what one of his films would be like today.
I apologize for knowing this. Has he passed away?
He has passed away.
When
yes.
did that happen?
A while ago. We were in the old office.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
It was about 5 years ago. Yeah, it was sad. He did great films. He defined the teens of a generation, which is a very, very hard and cool thing to do. And that's why he means a lot to people that like movies, especially in the 80s. But yeah, I'd like to see what he does again. And if he came back and just did another Home Alone film, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'd be cool with that.
Okay.
Cool.
I had something else I wanted to bring back.
Bonkers?
No,
Laffy
Bonkers.
Taffy.
No, Candy. That never went
Abba
away.
Zabba?
Laffy Taffy's still here. Oh, question. You're talking about things were better back then.
Yeah,
You're talking about the cartoons being better.
Everything was better.
There's no more Saturday cartoons. That's done. Saturday
Yeah.
morning cartoons on regular old antenna.
That's because kids are
gone.
playing on their iPads now.
That's what I was bringing up, the fact that it's gone. But there's still a lot of cartoons out there.
Yeah.
But I feel like cartoons are starting to skew more towards our generation.
Yes.
This Ninja
That's
Turtles.
because our
People love that.
generation grew up with that.
Right.
So now we're making them, which is awesome. Not us, but like the people that instead of
More talented people.
talking in front of a camera decided to draw Ninja Turtles fighting really nicely.
Right.
So do you think cartoons are in trouble?
Definitely not.
Okay.
No, not with like this whole.
Well, I'm saying if there's a generation being raised that doesn't care about cartoons.
No, they care about them on demand.
Okay.
Like
They
they
just don't care about waking up on Saturday morning and trying to catch
Yeah.
them.
Now they can just get them whenever they want.
They got to read the paper.
Yeah, think about all the
It's
cool,
over the
like,
top.
but think about what you're talking about, right? Like, how many DC cartoons did you watch? And
I
Marvel
watch a
cartoons?
lot because I'm a big nerd.
Yeah,
but
they're
I'm
awesome.
a 30-year-old nerd.
Yeah, but if you were a kid, wouldn't you be like, "What is this?
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna
Kids these
just
days,
watch the hell out of this."
They're all playing their Minecrafts. They ain't
I
got
just
time
don't
for
know if
nothing.
when you're a child, if you didn't think about quality in that sense. I mean, I used to think G.I.
God,
Joe was the
no.
most beautiful thing in the world. And it's just...
Yeah, you watch it now. It's all
just
terrible.
horrific.
It's all awful.
It's just horrific.
Yeah.
Still my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
But just absolutely terrible.
So Pink Flamingos, G.I. Joe.
No. It's
It's
GI
pin-
Joe.
pinwheels.
Pink flamingos. Pinwheels are somewhere in there, but GI Joe's everything.
Pinwheels are
Don't hate on pinwheels, bro.
I'm not hating on pinwheels.
I used
bro.
to be. I was a weird kid in the sense that I loved, I used to get really excited when the flowers outside my house would bloom in the spring. I used to get really excited about coming home and watching like the buds like flower over like a few weeks. We had those.
I used to get excited about coming home and watching.
What were those bushes called?
I used to get excited about coming home to
Hydrangeas.
play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
That was a long.
Watch flowers.
I was in high school when that came out. I wasn't excited about flowers anymore. But I remember like in the spring. I remember in the springtime, we had these like bushes in front of my house. They were the ones that rhododendron or something like that.
that's
Like
real
what?
bush.
But were the ones with the small like purple flower, the small red flower, the small white flower. You know what I'm talking about? Like
No.
that. Shit, maybe it's just an East Coast thing. I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway, anyway, we had these bushes, like these squat bushes in front of my house, and they would bloom into these beautiful flowers. I remember getting real excited about that when I was a kid.
That's not,
how
I mean,
young?
man.
How? Yeah, give me ages on that one now.
like maybe like early elementary school or something like that.
Okay.
Was this before or after you wrote down all the stats from NHL hockey?
This was before.
Okay.
I started doing that in 4th grade. I did that from 4th grade to 8th grade. I used to do that religiously. And I used to sim Monopoly games as well, as we talked about. I have binders. I should bring them home. I have binders full of like stats that I kept. It's like sad.
One day
Sad.
they're gonna. I just hope that one day the FBI doesn't need to look at those binders for any reason. I'm just putting that out there
Why?
because that's some shit that Unabombers do. Where they're like, like I don't think you're ever gonna kill anyone. I trust you with my life, like implicitly. Like if it was like dark room, lots of sharp objects, I would trust you to like navigate me through that. But like, yeah, that's some weird. That's very type A, very analytical, very retentive stuff.
It was weird, dude. Like I don't know if you guys remember the old NHL games, but yeah, I'm sure you don't. But old sports games in general, they used to just have they didn't have. There wasn't enough memory on the cartridges or a battery to save a season, so you'd just play exhibition games. That was it, or you play playoffs, but you had to play them all at once. But they'd have this thing when you hit start where you can like change your goalie or edit your lines, whatever. There would just be out of town scores. Do you guys remember this? It would just say out of town scores. You click on it, it's just like random. I don't know why they did it.
to make you feel more immersed.
Yeah, I guess so. And so I used to play my games and then go into the stat sheets and then like write down who scored the goals, the assist, TOI, which is time on ice, penalty minutes, shots, plus minus, all that kind of like all the minutia of these stats. Then I would go into the out of town scores and write all the scores down and then fill in the standings for all the scores, and then like have this algorithm based on how good or bad players were on each team, where I would figure out who scored the goals and which goalie was in and how many shots they had and stuff like that. I kept these fantastic books full of stats that like kept me totally busy, and I used to commentate the games like when I would play them too.
Let's plays.
Oh yeah, that's not out of the. I mean, I did that all the time.
I loved it. It
Yeah,
was fun as hell. Like I would just, you know,
I did it a lot for the wrestling games
That's
I
so
played.
amazing
And then,
to me.
college
Like, I would-
football.
Sorry to interrupt you.
It's fine.
I do it all the time. I'm trying not to.
It's okay.
I would not have put that much effort into anything when I was in the 4th grade. Nothing.
Oh,
If my life depended on it.
I used to throw all the time. You know, like Kelly Kissio feeds the point. Pat Falloon takes the puck behind the behind the net. Patrick Waz up against the post. Falloon feeds Kissio in front. Score 1-0 Sharks.
Is that how much? Is that how much energy you put into it?
Oh no, I was more excited.
I was gonna say.
But the sad thing is,
I've listened to hockey. Oh my
I
God.
was well. Those guys weren't really like around when I was a kid, or they were, but they were like local. Like the really excited, exuberant guys.
Yeah.
They grew to national prominence later, but we grew up with like Gary Thorne and Bill Clement and stuff, like a little more slower tempo announcers. But the scary thing is that was before a time when it would just show the number of the player in their position. So it would say like 8C, and that was number 8 in the center. And I knew every player, like just by that.
You
Like,
knew
I
national
was obsessed with hockey in the 90s. Like I knew everything.
Did you collect cards?
Yeah, I have boxes full of cards. Like not even like binders, but just boxes of cards I didn't even put in binders. Like just an absurd amount. I mean, I don't know if they're worth any money. They probably are.
They probably are not.
Probably with a lot.
That's the problem. Was we came up in the time where our parents had been screwed out of their millions of dollars by their parents making them throw away comics. So then we all start collecting cards and comics and all this other junk, Superman action figures, mint on cards. You're like, I'm gonna retire off this one day, and none of that crap's worth anything because everybody thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody thinks to throw them away and you hold on to your stuff, maybe you got a chance.
Well, I mean, I think like things like Pokemon cards kind of went through that thing where it's like, oh my God, these are so rare and you need them and you can sell them eventually.
Yeah.
And then it just, everyone got them, so they're worth nothing.
Exactly.
But now if you try to get them, like it's that retro thing where it's like getting a Charizard card's like costly.
Yeah.
Like you'd think, oh, I
What
go
are
on
we talking?
eBay and buy it for
Ballpark it for me.
$10. I mean, last I checked, probably like 200 something
It's not bad.
for one
It's not
card.
great.
Like,
Yeah, if you want, like, if you're a
I would
collector.
assume at this point that you can get that for like $10,
Yeah.
and that's shipping and all that. But nope.
This is something that's been shoved under my bed forever that I meant to tell you about forever ago. But when we went to visit Steimer's folks last Christmas or whatever, she was talking about how her and her sister collected Lion King and like Aladdin cards. And they
Oh,
thought
really?
these were going to be worth a bunch of money. And her parents were like, we still have those. And
That's
so we went downstairs and
amazing.
got those binders. And I Googled it while we were looking. I'm like, this whole set's worth $2 right now. On
Yeah,
eBay.
just
But-
like the trading card game, or
Yeah.
not trading card game, the like just collectible random trading card stuff. They would just come in little packs.
Oh, sure.
I love those so much. Like I remember I had so many Disney ones. I have the entire collection of the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Nice. That's
The
a good one,
collectible
huh?
John
cards.
Leguizamo.
It was a holographic Yoshi.
I remember what a big
Baller.
deal it was to trade Matt Noel for my final Terminator 2 card that I needed or whatever. It's the one with like Schwarzenegger when he'd cut off his, he cut off the arm and it's just the robot hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the one I needed, and I searched and searched and searched. And when I got to it, he's like, "Well, what did you trade me for?" And I had all these doubles. I'm like, "All these doubles. I just want to complete this collection and be done with it."
Yeah.
What was him melting in the lava? It was molten.
How excited for Genesis are you?
I actually am excited for Genesis.
Genesis looks rad.
The trailer looks so ridiculous that I have to see it.
Yeah.
So
Taking everything you know
ridiculous.
about Terminator, turning it on its head.
Turning out that, and which is
There's
funny
a
because that's
Y
already
in
happened.
Genesis.
Yeah, I don't understand the spelling errors, but that's no big deal. We'll figure it out. I'm sure when we get there. Skynet
Yeah.
style.
There's a hashtag involved, I'm sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch it.
rise
It's got
of
Emily Clark in
Skynet.
it. She's hot.
Is that
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi? Yeah.
Yeah, it's her and
It's weird. It takes me out of it. Like she's one of those actresses where I'm like, no, you are Khaleesi. You're
Yeah.
not this other
Stop doing
character.
other things.
Yeah, just stop.
she's a good actress though. I feel like she could pull it off. We'll see.
You
Jury's
basing
still
that on
out.
you basing it on that Khaleesi?
Yeah, she's good and she's really good in Game of Thrones. Like her character arc has been pretty
Her
awesome.
eyebrows
going.
show a lot of emotion.
She does.
She does have emotive eyebrows, much like Colin.
That was amazing. That was great.